Today, I want to share an idea I've been working on for how Disney could save and expand the sequel trilogy, not by erasing it or ignoring what's already canon, but by adding depth and context the way the Clone Wars did for the prequels. Because for a lot of fans, there are two huge arguments about the sequels. Number 1, Luke Skywalker, and number 2, Rey's lack of struggle. Let's start with Luke. For many people, the single biggest disappointment in the sequels was how Luke was portrayed. Isolated, disillusioned, cutting himself off from the Force. It's one of the main reasons some fans just can't accept the sequels. So if we want to make the sequels resonate better, we need to make Luke's story more understandable and meaningful. And that's where the concept of the Prime Jedi comes in. In The Last Jedi, we see the mosaic in the Ahch-To temple floor, the figure known as the Prime Jedi. It hints at a time before the Jedi became a rigid order, when the Force might have been viewed in a more balanced way. So here's the idea. After Ben Solo falls, Luke is racked with guilt, but instead of simply running away, he goes searching for the truth about the Prime Jedi and the original Jedi teachings. On Ahch-To, he studies ancient texts and ventures into the dark side cave we briefly see in The Last Jedi. There, he has a terrifying vision, a galaxy locked in endless cycles of Jedi and Sith, falling and rising, forever consumed by war, with each side producing powerful Force users who inevitably become weapons. He sees complete annihilation if the Jedi keep returning the same way they always have. Luke becomes convinced that bringing the Jedi back in the same form will only feed that cycle and destroy the galaxy. That's why he refuses to train Rey. He starts to cut himself off from the Force, bit by bit, trying to silence the call to intervene. Eventually, he's completely severed, obsessed only with the Prime Jedi texts. And those very texts, they're the ones Rey steals in The Last Jedi, before Yoda burns the tree. So even that little detail suddenly has huge story weight. Now, onto Rey. Another huge criticism of the sequels is that Rey feels a bit like a perfect hero who never struggles deeply enough. And I agree, the story never really tests her to her limits. So here's how we fix that, without changing what's already in the movies. After the rise of Skywalker, Rey is haunted by survivor's guilt. She's lost every mentor she's ever had. Han, Luke, Leia, and even Ben Solo, her Force dyad, sacrificed himself to save her. She's left feeling alone again, like she was on Jakku. But this time, she's terrified that darkness still lives inside her. Determined to make sure Palpatine's evil is truly gone, Rey returns to Exegol to wipe out any lingering threats. But when she arrives, she finds a hidden Sith cult that survived Palpatine's defeat, and they begin worshipping her as the heir of Palpatine. This triggers the darkness within her again. She's afraid that every fight, every act of aggression, is pulling her closer to the dark side. To protect others, Rey cuts herself off from the Force, not out of hopelessness like Luke, but out of fear that she'll become the very evil she wants to destroy. While on Exegol, she uncovers the real truth about Snoke. Before he was cloned, Snoke was once a Sith cult leader, someone abducted by Palpatine and twisted into a puppet ruler through experiments and Force manipulation. it gives the entire sequel villain plot a new layer of meaning. Now let's talk about Finn. Finn is one of the biggest missed opportunities in the sequels. We got hints that he's Force sensitive, but never saw it truly explored. Here's how I'd change that, again without contradicting the movies. Finn discovers he has psychometry, the ability to sense memories from objects and places, like Cal Kestis or Quinlan Vos. This unique power makes him a completely different kind of Jedi. He feels a calling through the Force to an ancient planet where he discovers a hidden Jedi temple. There, he learns the truth about his past. He was abandoned as a baby because his family feared an Inquisitor would kill them if they kept a Force-sensitive child. While exploring the planet, Finn encounters the Bendu, or a similar Force entity, who challenges his belief about light, dark, and the balance between them. When Finn tries to leave the planet, he finds his ship stolen. Wandering into a rundown city, he's stalked by a mysterious presence. A child who claims to know where Finn's ship is, but betrays him to a pirate gang. Finn defeats the pirates with ease, and discovers the kid did not want to betray him, but was being forced. Finn offers to help him escape, and this child eventually becomes Finn's Padawan. Together, Finn and his new apprentice travel the galaxy to find other hidden Force sensitives and rebuild the Jedi Order, but one completely different from the old. Finn's order doesn't deny emotion or attachment. Instead, its core teaching is how to navigate emotion and loss in a healthy, healing way. It's about embracing love, connection, and community, not rejecting them. Throughout this journey, Jedi like Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano appear as guides, sharing wisdom and experience. Meanwhile, the galaxy itself should be in chaos. After Exegol, the Resistance is shattered. The New Republic's fleet is either destroyed or non-existent. There's no real army or navy left to defend the galaxy. Into this power vacuum steps Thrawn, leading the Chiss Ascendancy. With his strategic genius and the help of his right-hand man, Eli Vanto, Thrawn sweeps through the galaxy with barely any resistance. When he finally addresses the galaxy, he doesn't posture like an evil warlord. Instead, he declares himself a necessary evil. He reveals the terrifying truth. The Yuuzhan Vong are coming, and the only way this galaxy survives is if we stand united under my command. Suddenly, Thrawn isn't just a villain, he's an existential choice. Do you fight him to stay free, or submit to survive an even worse threat? Then we could expand the side plots, like Lando and Janna. Lando becomes a father figure to Janna as she searches for her origins. We discover that while she's not Lando's biological daughter, Lando refuses to give up search for his real child. It's a powerful story about chosen family and healing old wounds. And remember those stormtroopers who defected and settled on Endor? Turns out many of them were secretly Force sensitive. Their existence ties directly into Finn's mission, giving him allies and new story potential. This whole vision is about building on the sequels, not erasing them. Just like the Clone Wars made the prequels deeper and more meaningful, this could fill in the gaps, add emotional stakes, and give our heroes the arcs they deserve. So I've got to ask you all, would you want to see me develop this story further? Should I write it out as scenes, what-if episodes, or even fan novel chapters? Let me know in the comments which parts excite you the most, or if there's anything else you'd love to see added. And as always, may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.